Good Sunday morning. Today's daughter or daddy day. Ride around together. How about that? Daughter day conversations in the Cavalry. Would that be appropriate? The Cavalry blue 4Runner I just picked up. Are we the Cavalry today? Let's check it out. Listen to our conversations as the day progresses. And she's patiently waiting for me to get breakfast. And hey, I got my super coffee. How about that idea? All right, now my daughter is saying this is the first time that she has ridden in my brand new Bramley, right? Have I had coffee yet? Breakfast? No. My brand new, freshly used Toyota 4Runner. And she said, Dad, this is the first time I've ridden in it, and it's actually the first time I've ridden in your car since 2018 that I sold. Is that the way we say it? I have 2018. Same vehicle to the degree, but I sold it, and she hasn't ridden in one since. So here we go. Here goes the adventures, right?
Toyota FJ, like all of them.
Kind of. Yeah, this is... What I like about this Toyota 4Runner is the retro kind of today's world.
I like it a lot.
Today's world, you have all this technology. This car has all the retro buttons, if you kind of know what I mean. You know, got to turn the dial for the radio.
A thin roof.
And a what?
A thin roof.
Gee, that's nice to know. A thin roof. Never heard of that conversation, but okay. I think she needs breakfast too. But yeah, you know, you got to use a key to start the vehicle.
Dad, I still don't get how you pulled it out.
So now my daughter's asking me, is that key right there?
I know.
My daughter's inquiring, how do you get the key out of the ignition?
No, Dad.
And
you're making that sound dumb. I know how to do that. It's just...
Okay, then did you get it out last night?
No.
Well, I'm just asking. I mean, all I know is I had to come out here and turn the car off. You know, so here's what happened last night. She wanted to clean up her scat pack. It was all dirty, so she cleaned it. Well, my nice 4Runner was sitting in the shop, and she had to move that out. So she had no problem starting it up and moving out. But then when she was done cleaning her vehicle...
Where is the parking brake as well?
Wow, that's scary. She drove the vehicle with the parking brake on. So, anyways, the yikes.
Dad, I'm serious.
So, maybe I should do an overview of the vehicle, or should I give her the key, right? But she just pulled it like 20 feet out. So anyway, so last night she's calling me on her cell phone because, you know, the house and the barn are kind of not so close by each other, and she's wanting to know how you get the key out of the ignition. And I'm thinking, well, you just turn it backwards and pull it out.
Yeah, but it didn't do that.
So I said, you know, I was inside actually making my recently published trailer, car talk, truck talk, gas motors, diesel motors, economy talk, and so I was kind of preoccupied. So I was like, don't worry about it, just leave a key in the vehicle, I'll go out later and get it. And, you know, sure enough, I went out and I just, you know, took the key out like I have done for so many years. Do you understand how to do it now? So here goes the silence. It's the classic. Once the little red button here on this device goes off, you know, another thing, Dad.
No, I don't.
Okay. So, yeah. You know, like I tell people all the time, is you're talking to this device right here. Whether you decide to publish any information on this device, unless you've done criminal activity, it's to your discretion. Do whatever you want. Doesn't have to be published. So if you look goofy and you don't like what you're saying, then just don't make it publicly known, right? But for some reason, when this camera's on, this is like some type of switch that psychologically turns her brain off. You know, I mean, I just don't get it. You know? I mean, people are like, yeah, right, sure. I'm
Go,
like,
Dad.
Yeah, here we go. Here starts today. You know, hey, Dad, can you drive the car? You know, I'm sort of feel like I'm my dad, popcorn, you know. Hey, Dad's 89, he's driving, right, Dad? Do I do that to you, Dad? Probably. Well, no, my dad usually rides next to me, and his classic thing is, when I pull up to a stop sign, he looks forward as I look forward to look both ways. So his head is he's obstructing my view. And so my dad used to ride around with me all the time, going back 10 years ago. And, I mean, he would ride with me, you know, throughout the days I worked. And it was classic how many times we come to a four-way intersection or come up to a turn, and I would have to, you know, lean forward to look down the right side of the vehicle to see if there's any traffic coming. And my dad would look forward as I'm doing the same thing. So I see the back of his head. And I'm like, Dad. And he's like, oh. Then, you know, he'll pull back. But, I mean, that was, and guess who does that? Yeah, that popcorn, that's what I call my dad. She named my dad Popcorn. So her grandfather's name is Popcorn. Because he's got poppy hair or something like that. I don't know. That started when she was just a little baby. But they have such similarities. You ever heard my theory about firstborn girl, firstborn boy? All right, here's some information to think about. Being a parent, I mean, I'm a single parent, but I grew up with 2 sisters and a brother, so, you know, 4 in the family. And what I've seen over the years What I've seen over the years is it seems that the firstborn girl typically has the father's personality and kind of the way, you know, they act and think. And some people, they really do see that. They totally agree. Then on some other people, like, nah, that's not, okay, whatever. I'm just telling you that the firstborn daughter has more of the husband or the man's, you know, way of thinking and acting. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's factual. But then you go to the firstborn boy, and the firstborn boy is typically more like mom. You know, has more of the characteristics of how they think and to a degree act. And I'm telling you, if you have any family and you start looking around, I guarantee you're going to see that 70%, if not 80% of the time, what I'm telling you is pretty factual. And what I see, though, it's interesting is in some relationships, I really feel like the father isn't present. And I do kind of hear that in the conversation. And then the person's like, nah, they're not really like, my daughter's not really like her dad or whatever. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I just don't, I'm just telling you, I'm a married man, you know, I have a wife that's firstborn daughter, you know, right? And, yeah, do I see characteristics of her father? I do. Do I see characteristics of my firstborn sister as my dad? Yeah, I mean, now to sit here and say, oh, they act exactly the same, they do this, they do that, I'm not really saying that they're the exact same person, but I can see a lot of the same type of, you know, qualities and attributes and how they kind of interact and do things, and, you know, maybe a little different, you know, what they're doing in their career or life, but just the way they kind of operate. So, you know, so that's just a thing that I recognize as I get older in life. And the other thing here is, you know, here's the danger of all this. You know, to me, if you're a couple, you get divorced, and, you know, let's just say you're the mother, and your daughter is exactly like your ex-husband. You know, is that a challenge? If you and your ex-husband really had a bad, you know, breakup, bad relationship now, or vice versa. If you're a man and you have a son, and the son, you know, reminds you of your ex-wife, I mean, I think that's a huge challenge.
Dad,
you know,
do you know from Moyer Rogers the platter you get? Is it good?
She's always hungry. The conversation just went from talking about detailed, critical information to now we're talking about breakfast. I mean, okay.
Dad, I'm asking.
You know, this, I think it's classic, right? Now, wait a second. Now, firstborn daughter, right? Yeah, who's she like? Look in the mirror, right? Who's the truck nut? The car nut? The motorcycle nut? The working out nut? We'll just talk about something totally different for much actually going on the conversation. And I was notorious for that. I know when I was growing up, some people look at me like they'd be, you know, like my friends would be in a heavy conversation, and it was just like I would do just like what my daughter did. They'd all just kind of look at me like, "Where does this come from?" Yeah, I know. The women thought I was a crazy guy because, you know, my conversation would just go totally the other way of what's even being talked about. And they would just give me a look like, "Who is this goofy guy? That's a goofy guy."
Dad, I'm serious though.
My daughter's favorite word is "I'm serious." We should look up the definition.
Dad.
We should look up the definition of serious, and you'd see a picture of my daughter's face. I mean, I've heard that statement for like, how old is she? Ever since she could start talking. I think that was probably her first words out of her mouth. Not daddy, serious.
Watch out.
And as usual, we're here, you know, getting whatever.
Dad.
Probably should have driven by the car show.
You don't want to go.
Yeah, it's funny. Here's my kid. She has all these nice things. Has anybody noticed my daughter drives nice things? Yeah, well, if you ever watch all my videos, you always see me behind the wheel of a car for the most part. And do I work 7 days a week? Not every week, but do I work 7 days a week? Yeah, I can work 7 days a week. It's called, you know, making things work, pay the bills. Yeah, I mean, some people may not, you know, I'm sure there's people out there just like me. This is not about me. This is just general conversation. But, oh my gosh, man. For all the years I've been self-employed and worked for myself, the amount of vacation time I've had in proportion to the average person that probably has a career, you know, corporate job or government job, you know, yeah. It just really wasn't until like the last 4 years that I started really taking time. You know, that was tough. You know, that was very difficult for me to, you know, to break away because I just have lived my career or my business, and I just came to closure. You know, nobody in my family's getting younger. You know, everybody's getting older. I'm the youngest of the family, and my mother and father, thank goodness, are, you know, alive. And you just kind of get to an age in your life that you're thinking, wow, you know, how many more years do I have? And I can't emphasize enough to anybody.
Now, Mom ran this stop sign, and we almost got in an accident right here, though. Dad, I told her to stop, though. It was like really close. Dad.
Okay. Well, that conversation went south, right? Whatever. Right over the head, you know. Pew!
But Dad, do you like that Western platter? You never answered. What is on it?
So I think this
I'm
is classic.
serious.
So I go to Roy Rogers, I get the same thing over and over again, and she asks me if I like it or not.
No, like, what is in it?
Biscuits, biscuit, gravy, eggs, potato buds, I call them, and that ham.
Are you gonna get that today?
What do you think I should do?
I think I may get that.
Okay, so the big adventure of Roy Rogers. You know, it's interesting. I've been watching my videos.
Are you gonna go to Dunkin Donuts after?
I don't know. I guess I could.
Okay.
But for anybody who watched my videos, a lot of people would be like, Roy Rogers. That was the famous cowboy with the horse. What was the horse's name? Trigger. Yeah, Trigger. That was the name of my Dalmatian. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So yeah, so people think, what are you talking about, this movie guy or, you know, the famous Western guy? Well, no, there's a restaurant business here in the Virginia, Maryland area. It's called Roy Rogers. And actually, one time it was pretty big. And sadly, McDonald's bought out the company from Marriott Corporation. And all they did is closed all the stores and made them into McDonald's. Isn't that nice? I mean, you know, then the key employees that work for Marriott loved this company and brand, Roy Rogers, that they resurrected it on their own and just started reopening stores here and there. And Well, I figured we go and have breakfast.
Okay, I'm just checking.
So actually, a father and his sons resurrected this brand, but it's been challenging. So kids telling me coming to Roy Rogers is making me goofy. I said probably, but I think I was goofy before I got to Roy Rogers. It's interesting. I'm being critiqued on everything I do. Hey, any parents out there that have a teenager? Are you used to this conversation? I'm stirring my coffee. She's saying that's got a hole in the straw, so it doesn't do any good. Interesting. It's all about eating.
Only on Sundays and Saturdays.
Well, now the kid wants Dunkin Donuts.
I haven't
Let's
been
see
there.
if it, man, see, what they do now is
But how packed is it?
it's really bad. You come in to get your food, and you get in
It's
line
packed.
with all the takeout orders.
It's packed.
Yeah, it's
Forget
ridiculous.
it.
It's so stupid. Any more Dunkin' Donuts would happen.
Anymore, what happens with Dunkin' Donuts where I live is you go up to the counter, get a coffee. I'm not lying. And they give you a receipt, and then you get back in line for everybody's doing the online orders to get their orders. So in the good old days, you'd walk in, you'd ask for a coffee. The cashier would literally grab a cup, fill up a cup of coffee, and give it to you. Now they don't do it anymore. So it's like, I don't go there anymore. It's ridiculous. They cater to all the online orders because of the pandemic. Oh, goodness. It's never simple in this world, is it? Thanks away from it. So my daughter has not really ridden in my new used Calvary Blue 4Runner Pro. So what do you think?
Nice.
Do you remember anything about it?
No.
Is it noisy?
Yes.
Does it
Just
feel-
the tire noise. That's it. But
Yeah, well, there's your review for the 2018 used Calvary Blue.
I like it.
There you go. Sums it up. Done. You can watch now 5-second videos, figure out what vehicle you're to buy.
I mean, it's nice. I like it.
So, do you wish we got the Lunar Rock one or this one?
This one.
Why?
It looks better and it doesn't have the ugly roof rack.
What about the color? Which color is
This is the better color too.
Uh-oh, I just remember something. We're going to be driving by that Volkswagen dealership where there's a white F-250 lifted to the hill sitting on the front of the dealership. Where do you think that's going to go?
What do you mean?
Silence for the moment until we drive by. Hey, Dad, they still have that truck, Dad. They still got it. Like, yeah, they still got it. How do you call those guys and tell them to give it away? Yikes. I went by there the other day and tried to make a deal.
Not on that truck.
No, I really want that F-250 silver
You
one.
never clarified.
Yeah, well, I
You
can't. See, for me, what you may not know about me is I can't disclose a lot what's going on behind the scenes because the drama begins like you can't believe. And it's being a married man. What I've figured out over years is why bring up a conversation of buying a vehicle until you buy the vehicle borderline, until you at least know the deal's going down, because you have no idea how many times, you know, it's been a major blowout with my wife. What woman stays married to a guy like me that, you know, buys cars all the time? I mean, I'm blessed to have the wife that I have. I mean, I'm no idiot to realize that a lot of women, you know, they'd be like, bye-bye, you know, you're a car addict, and I want nothing to do with it. I want that beach house. So my daughter's confused because I've been looking at different vehicles here this past week, and you know, one of the vehicles that I looked at was an F-150 truck, 2018, lifted. You know, like she likes this look too, and that deal didn't go down. But then at the same time, I went by this dealership, Lindsay Volkswagen, and they have two F-250 trucks. One's a white one that's lifted, all done up, which I don't want that vehicle. It's a diesel, you know. I don't want the modifications. No, thank you. You can't even get into the thing. You need a step ladder to get in. I mean, for me, I would need a step ladder to get in and out of the damn thing. Now, yeah, let me go back to 1983. Yeah, when I was, 20 years old. Yeah, okay. Wonder where she gets that, right? So, for today's world, practicality, no thank you. But my daughter's fixated on it. And ironically enough, they've got a nice, brand new 2021 F-250. Carbonized, color.
Does it have the fancy screen?
No, it does not. It has the same one as yours in the F-150.
I prefer the little one. Where is
So
the
the irony here is here's an F-250 truck that the kids want, but then there's an F-250 truck there that is the Tremor package that has the Godzilla gas motor that I want. And, I went by there the other day and I tried to do a deal, and I just about did a deal. And unfortunately, I thought the truck was one price versus another price. So I was literally trying to do a deal thinking I'm buying a truck for what's $5,000 than the advertised price. So meaning it was $5,000 more. And, and I've told you in my videos right now, it's insane times of buying cars and trucks, and it's very dangerous to get a vehicle. And, if you're going to keep it forever, then I really wouldn't so much worry about it. But boy, if you're not in the financial position for the what if, you don't want to buy a car right now. Unless you're paying for it out of your own pocket, you got tons of money to put down. So here's the irony, I'm talking about this F-250 truck, and the daughter's totally confused and baffled because she didn't know I tried to do a deal. And once again, it's a great truck, and if it was $5,000 less, I would definitely consider the truck, but they don't want to come off the money. And so here's what's really weird is I basically walked, from the deal because we couldn't agree on the numbers. That does happen. I think a lot of people watch my videos think, oh, he just goes to a car dealership and whatever he sees, he just buys it. Well, I don't. I mean, I have a lot of deals. I have had a 37 the new Raptor, Ford Raptor, 37 wheel and tire package. I've had that deal approved, and I could have bought one. Numbers terrible. I've had a F-250 Tremor truck that I want with the deal approved, but I don't like the numbers. I'm not going to buy the deal. Here we go again. I've got a deal sitting here at this dealership I'm talking about, and same story. But I don't like the numbers, so I'm not going to do the deal. So and this is what I'm leading up to. I went home the other evening, and I decided to do a Carvana. Carvana is really kind of strange in the aspect that on some markets and some vehicles, you get premium numbers. On other vehicles and markets, you don't. You get terrible numbers. So I decided to put in my VIN number on my F-350 Tremor truck and get a number on it. And they came back, at $54,000. And I'm like, whoa. Okay, so that truck was like $75,000 when I bought it in March of 2020. And did they take $1,000 or $2,000 off? Maybe. Now here's the dealer. I'll flip it around. All right, this is a Lindsay Volkswagen dealership up here, and up here, there it is. Oh, there they are, right there. There's the white. There's the carbonite. Yeah, here we go. So anyway, so Carvana is showing. So that truck there I just showed you, they want like $77,500 for that truck. Now that truck, brand new, it's probably like 73 to 74 would be the MSRP on it. Would be my guess. It doesn't have adaptive cruising. It doesn't have adaptive cruise on that vehicle. And that's that's a little pricey add-on thing that I have on my F-350. So I'm like, holy crow. The F-350, my truck, which is more truck, it's more money, not huge, has more options on it, and Carvana's at 54. I'm like, no way. There's no way. I would be very concerned to buy that truck back there I just showed you at $77,000. I mean, that's telling you instantly you've taken over a $30,000 hit if you have to trade it back in. So then I called my best friend, sales guy at Coons Baltimore Ford, and I asked him to get me a number. So his number, because they're the Ford dealership and they know what the value of that truck is, so he came back at 66 grand. So now for me, my thoughts are, whoa, look at here, this guy here is really cutting down the road. So my thoughts here are, that truck's value in my eyes right now in today's current conditions, and I'm not here to, belittle Lindsay Volkswagen. This is not the conversation. I'm just sharing, anybody's in my shoes. You're no different whether you're selling a car or you're buying a car. So my concern that I really kind of got on that vehicle was that truck's maybe worth 65 in the market on, trade-in value. And because of just doing my numbers on my own F-350, because it's basically the same trucks. One's a 1 ton, one's a 3/4 ton. And yeah, mine's a 2020 versus 2021. You can't see it being that radical in today's market. And mine has adaptive cruise control. And so, that's what kind of made me think, wow, which I've talked about in all my videos is here lately, is on this used car market. It's so dangerous. You gotta be so careful that you need to do some research, big research before you buy a used car these days. Because you may find out that dealership is trying to make 10 grand, 20 grand off a used car today. It's crazy numbers. It's crazy numbers. So the smartest thing you can do today in today's market is if you're on a used car, you just try to find a similar vehicle and try to get a value what that car is worth on a trade-in value. And right there, that'll be the eye-opener to you what the vehicle, or I should say what a dealership is trying to do to get out of that vehicle. And it's not a criticism to anybody here. This is not, once again, me wanting to offend anybody. It's just common sense. You got to be careful. Because you know as well as I do, any car dealership would look at you and say, so let me get this right, you bought this vehicle for 10 grand more than you should have, and now it's a year later you want us to take it on trade for something else. I'm sorry that dealership did that to you, or whatever it may be. I don't know. It's just, once again, for me, as I'm out in the car market every day of my life, I'm just learning things. And just here recently, and it's disappointing because sincerely, I really want that F-250 truck that I just showed you at that dealership. But, for me, I'm not comfortable, being what the value of that vehicle is should the what if happen. That's what you got to think about more than ever is, do we have, a setback in this economy and country? And, and if you're the person that's over leveraged yourself, ask me how I know. Ask me the roads I've been down in my lifetime where you get yourself caught up in buying stuff and the value of it is not worth anything to what the market is. And that's my concern. So it's the daughter, daddy, hang out together, ride around together, Sunday morning conversation. Cars, food, donuts.
If there is a Dunkin Donuts wherever one of your station is, could we go?
Yeah, but there isn't. Poor kid. She's fixated on a Dunkin Donut. What is that all about lately? I mean, my kid is not a donut person.
She's was wondering.
You notice when she hangs out with me, it's all about the food. Anybody noticing this lately? It's like, Dad, hey, Dad, I'm hungry. Now, keep in mind, my daughter doesn't sit around. She's lifting weights. She's horseback riding. She's cleaning cars. She's doing outside work. She's doing inside work. So my daughter's very active, thank goodness. For all those parents out there, yeah, for all those parents out there that have the kids that don't stay active, you know how that is. You know, so you go bonkers, or you're bouncing off the walls. You know, so yeah, my goal was from my daughter is very small. I always had her outside. I've always had her very active, and I think that's so important in the upbringing of us as youth. And unfortunately today, I know there's so many people who just sit behind the computer and play games or sit behind their cell phone. I think it's so, it's unfortunate because the brain and the physical part of your body are two crucial mechanisms that you need to use, but more than ever, it seems like the brain power is the dominant thing that people use, and the physical end of it's, you know, been taking a back seat, which I think is really bad. That's why I think there's a lot of violence in today's world, because people just aren't tired. And you get home from work and you're tired, you don't want to argue, you don't want to fight, you just want to rest up and chill out and go to bed. And if you haven't done anything all day long, it's the worst thing you can do to yourself, because now you're just wound up and angry and you got the energy, and it's a huge problem, you know, sadly. And I was a youth girls basketball coach, you know, for 8 years, and I enjoyed that. And I think it's so important that you have your kids involved in sports. Very, very important. And in fact, even if you're not involved in sports, just get out and do something. Bicycle ride, play tennis, walk around the neighborhood, do something. And the craziness begins. So here in this area, it's a Sunday morning. It's 9:40 in the morning. And it's crazy in how this area already, the madness has begun. You know, and I talk about this in my videos all the time. Nobody here is going the speed limit. In fact, most people right now are 20 miles an hour over a posted speed limit. And sincerely, you know, if I lay back a little bit, you know, try to obey the speed limit laws in the DC Metro Baltimore area, and you will be run over. You know, and sadly, there's so many people who get pulled over by a police officer sitting side of the road trying to get his quota, and we know how that works. You know, you're just picked out of the bunch, and then you're the bad person while everybody else drives by the sitting police officer writing a ticket to a person. In a 55 mile an hour highways, people go by them at 80 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, but you're the guy who got pulled over, and you know, yeah, you're the bad guy. I mean, it's just ludicrous, if you ask me, how today's laws apply the same as they did 50, 60, 70 years ago. I just don't get it. So my daughter's saying that's not her hair, it's mine. Anybody seeing this? So I just threw it over to her, and she threw it back at me and said, "That's not mine, it's yours, Dad." Maybe with the mirrors I look at myself in, or the videos, maybe it's somebody else, I guess, right? Daughter can't stand it. I'm telling the daughter that F-350, after driving it yesterday, I really like my F-150 Tremor. You know, that's the thing, is it's dangerous. I mean, literally, it's dangerous. You know, I mean, sincerely, I really like that F-150 ride. The F-350 ride, riding around that yesterday, I'm telling the daughter, you know, I don't know. I think, in all sincereness,
I don't get it. How are you a truck person if you don't like a real truck?
Wow, is that a sucker punch or what?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to be an old man. I don't disagree. That nice, comfy ride, that F-150 is awesome. You know, the F-350, it is definitely a stiff riding truck. So, yikes. So the F-250, I mean, to myself, is it even worth it? I mean, my daughter's, you know, here's the thing. My F-150 tows my new Bravo trailer, and then, cool. You know, if it could tow my car hauler, but it'd be a lot. I mean, I think you're kind of maxing it. You know, could it do it? It can.
That would look not very impressive.
There you go. So yeah, I'm just thinking now, it's old dark, so I think I'm gonna get myself
Even
another.
With your new trailer, it doesn't look that impressive.
I'm telling the daughter, maybe I just get another F-150 black. But then I was like, nah. Noper. No thanks. No more debt. To swap a debt for a debt. Yeah. To add another debt. Nope. Not right now. So, but like I say, I mean, it's concerning because you watch my videos when I first got that F-350 Tremor, man. I mean, wow, I was really on the page like, wow. But, I didn't have the F-150 Tremor. I had the Raptor truck. Which Raptor trucks are cool, but they can't pull more than 7,000 pounds of weight. So, which is not that bad, That would work for me. Yeah, there you go. Wait a second.
Get another Raptor.
There we go. Now we're figuring it out. Holy crow.
That's a good truck.
Yeah, but what am I going to part with for that? I don't know. Think about
you
that
can
one.
part with the toy. Oh, wait.
The what?
Avalon.
Yeah.
Expedition.
Yeah, whatever.
Expedition.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. Uh-oh, lights turn. Man, almighty, that light didn't last
You have
10
to
seconds.
Go. You're going to get hit.
All right, we're heading back, and guess what we're going to see up here on the right here any second? It'll be the F-250 white lifted diesel 38 truck conversation. And there it is.
And the kids give me a look like, Dad, just stop it, Dad. Just stop it. Don't talk about it, Dad. You're instigating now, so I stopped talking about it, Dad. Maybe we'll just lift the F-350.
Yeah, I want to, but you don't.
And maybe we'll put 38s on that one.
That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah, if I do that, the driving days are for sure over for me on that one. You know how tall that truck's going to be? I mean, yesterday, that truck is so damn tall. It's just factory. Oh, my God. I mean, the smart thing would be to put the electric amp.
No. That's why we should get that truck back there. So
It's a diesel. You're not going to like it. So my daughter just doesn't understand that gas.
I don't get it. Why aren't diesels nice? I think they're cool.
Well, the front end shows 1,000 pounds more weight.
Yeah, but
So it's more sluggish feeling. So it has a real bulky, big, feeling like a big, bulky truck's in front of you. It doesn't have that free-spirited tremor feel.
I just like the truck.
Yeah, well, I said, well, maybe I just lift that F-350 Tremor.
Why? Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe that'll be our next video. Yeah.
No, it's not, because it's not going to happen. I want it to, but it's not going to happen.
Such the optimistic kid. Is this kid mine? You sure you're my kid? I'm going to go talk to Mama about that. Any hidden secrets in my life? Awful quiet. Well, it's been the daddy-daughter adventurous morning day. Now she's just turned me off. But hey, if it's something you want for her to have, what does that change? Anybody notice that difference of attitudes being a mom and dad, huh? Kids like, here are you. And then, oh, by the way, Dad. Yeah, she knows how it plays in life. What's in it for me?
Turn it off.
Must be a private conversation coming up.
Yeah, turn it off.
Wow. Yeah, the minute I turned it off, said, can we actually do that, Dad? Are you serious, Dad? Yikes. Look out, buddy. Look out. Don't get my lane. Watch out. Watch out. Hey, here is a great tool for hushing up your kid. Just turn on the phone. Just turn your phone on to record, and then the yabba dabba do they did, you won't stop. There's the advice of the day for the parent. Kids drive you nuts, just turn the video on. Seems to have a pretty powerful effect. Yeah, if we go to Florida, so we're going to take the Bravo trailer down to Tennessee. And then when I go to Florida, we're only going to be down there for a few weeks. So I'm not going to leave the truck and trailer down there. So my thoughts are, we'll haul down like the Bullet or the GT350 down to Florida for Christmas. And then you'll have a car ride around when you're down there. And then when we come back, we'll bring the truck and trailer back, so I don't need the big heavy-duty truck. We're going to find out when we go to Tennessee next week how that F-150 does towing that Bravo trailer. And, I'm no fool. It's in a pulley vehicle, but for me, I ain't into the vehicle struggling the whole time to tow. Some people deal with that. I don't like that. That's why I've always had heavy-duty trucks to do that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. So, so the thing is, with the Tremor F-350, maybe we'll lift that and put bigger tires on it. And I'm not really worried about using that to tow the 28-footer, because that wouldn't be till like next summer. We wouldn't leave that down there till like next summer. And for me, you're talking 6 to 8 month time frame on buying vehicles. I mean, good Lord, who the hell knows what I'll have 6 to 8 months from now? You may not even know what I'll have a month from now. Yes, maybe we'll look into that. Yeah, now she's getting excited.